We was out running errands today, and we seen a train. Now this is looks like Norfolk Southern, and this train was going along, and I hadn't counted the cars on here or the engines, so I thought it was just cool. We sitting here waiting, and we could have, turned around, and I said, "Well, I had to just record this because how often do you get to see a train going across?" And we were talking and saying a whole bunch of stuff, so I didn't want to use my original audio. But you could hear the cars, the wheels going down the rails of the train, and it almost sounded like a flock of birds flying over, like somebody said Canadian geese or something when I had a video of the birds making that sound, and just the wheels turning on the old rusty wheels. But yeah, this thing is going and going and going, and we're probably about maybe 2/10 of a mile from the pharmacy. So I had to go pick up my son's medicine, and we're waiting on the train to go, and I had it at an angle, so I didn't get the car in front of me. And we're just sitting here chilling out. I was holding the phone up so long, my arms got tired. But yeah, it was just so cool to see this train going along. And how often do you get to see, or, you're in an opportunity to have a good picture of the train going? So this is so awesome to have the train. There's a lot of cars too. So this one's probably going, I'd dare to say this one's going up probably to our state to another state, probably from South Carolina to Georgia. And it's probably just did a big pickup of all the industrial area, because trains are cheaper, but you can't guarantee the shipment. So it could take a week or 2 weeks to get there by train, but then a truck could get there the same day. But the train's price is a whole lot cheaper because they transport so much. But then the travel is not as fast. I think from California to South Carolina was like 2 weeks by train. It has to make a lot of stops along the way and pick up stuff and drop off stuff. But, if it doesn't derail, then it's a whole lot cheaper. But they have insurance for that. But yeah, just out in the kind of country is still fall. I don't think spring's till like March the 20th. So today's March the 10th. And as we was looking, there was a whole lot of graffiti on the side of the train, and you never hear about anybody getting arrested for putting graffiti on there, but it's so cool because these artists are pretty good, and they do it with spray paint. I don't know if they pick up their cans after they finish, but they tag the train. They get all kind of practice. Plus, it helps the trains where they get all kind of rust, out in the middle, and they spray paint the trains, and it covers up the rust of the train. It helps the trains last longer and kind of gives it something to look at, because used to you'd never seen like tags on trains, but you have all kind of, big taggers. And then see one of them said it's a girl thing, and tagging is for girls. So, a lot of guys tag, but this girl tag, but they covered the whole car. They had the background and everything. So I don't know how much it cost to tag a car, but, they had the whole thing. So that's got like Rasco, Diva, and the tags are really interesting. And see how that train's all rusted, but they probably won't paint it because they don't usually paint those kind of cars. They paint the big cars. So maybe they tell them they can't paint those or something. Well, some of them got a little bit of tags on them. Or maybe they're newer, hadn't been put in circulation as much. But it's kind of cool because the trains pass through all kind of territory and all kind of areas, and they get tags on them from all over the place. And just watching the tags and all the effort, artwork they put into them, and then just sitting here waiting to get medicine and just chilling out and watching all the tags on the train is really cool, So I wanted to use this video for something. I was going to use it. I might use it again later too as probably a split screen and have something, but I just wasn't sure what to talk about today. We getting ready to go on the cruise and want to find a job. And then my wife, she got so many problems. I hate to live here at home, and I don't want to work 7 days a week. That's a bummer, So I got a little weekend job, but maybe 4 hours a day, but it would still be 7 days a week, but it wouldn't be as bad, Go work, then I'd be able to afford to eat out and all that. But, it's just, what do you want to do? You don't want to go to another job. It's just going to turn around and fire you. You want to have a job that at least you enjoy, and those are hard to come by because everybody's paying roughly about the same thing, $15, $18, $19, $20 an hour for regular skill type positions or just regular jobs. And if you got the other jobs, you can make 30 plus if you like a main welder or maintenance man. But then those jobs are competitive, and you got to put up with a lot of stuff, work all the time. So you make good money, you work all the time. If you make just hourly wage, you just work, and then you're only there as long as they need you. But who knows? It's kind of cool looking at the train and just watching that. And you couldn't really hear it too much to the end. You could hear the engine pushing behind the end, but it's fairly quiet. And my wife was talking a lot, so what she wanted to do and mentioning all kind of stuff, because it was 8 minutes. So look at that. May or whatever. And the tags are really cool. I thought I'd share the train. I was just going down the tracks. Choo-choo. Ain't no telling what this thing's hauling. That looks pretty cool. It's about 55 degrees, so a lot of places it got up in the 70s last week, or it's a lot of places are putting their, I think that's the one that's a girl thing, that CHEAO. Said the whole thing's painted with the colors and background and everything. So even they even have lady taggers. But some are real pretty. They got the different colors, some of them just have their names, and some of them have the old designs and pictures, and there's a different level to skill. So you can tell some of them are a whole lot bigger, and I don't know, probably cost them $20 to $100 to tag these things. So they have to really be inspired in order to do it. So hopefully somebody enjoys watching this train ride along. Just a train riding along. But it's so cool. I figured I'd share the train and just talk about kind of cool stuff. Getting ready to, all this pollen, it rained today, so it's kind of cool. Knock the pollen down so you can breathe better, but then it has that, it's like, hey, this is still wintertime. Down here, 55 is probably warmer in a lot of areas of the country. But pollen's on the ground now instead of in the trees. But there goes the train. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it.